Now, Egypt remains in high spirits one day after the reopening of the new and improved Suez Canal. It was such a huge ceremony attended by dignitaries from around the world who went to celebrate with President al-Sisi of Egypt. However, it's been really difficult to celebrate as the possibility of returning to prison remains a reality for the Al Jazeera journalists who are accused of aiding the Muslim Brotherhood, which has now been labeled a terrorist organization by the government of President Sisi. The trio of Peter Grester, Mohamed Fahmy and Bahir Mohamed will now have to wait till August the 29th to know their fate. It's important to note that this retrial date has now been postponed for up to 10 times now. Well, for more on this situation, I'm being joined from Cairo by one of the Al Jazeera journalists, Mohamed Fahmy. Mohamed, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's indeed a pleasure. How has this trial changed your life?
Oh, it has completely affected my life and my family's life in every possible way. Our life revolves around lawyers and ambassadors and dealing with this injustice that has been very, very cruel. This is 19 months of a trial that has been flawed in many ways, and the pressure on the family. It's the first time that they have to see me behind bars, and we're still suffering because just last week, for the first time in Egypt's history, the verdict was postponed twice in 1 week. And when you go to court expecting a verdict, you don't really sleep much or eat much, and you start thinking, I might go back to prison, and you start spending as much time with your family. So it's really tough on us.
And your case is very interesting, I must say, at this point, Mohamed, because you're a lot better. You're in a better situation than the case of Bahir Mohamed. I know he's full Egyptian, and you also have Canadian citizenship. But unlike Peter, who was deported back to Australia, you've been placed on a no-fly list. Why is that the case?
Well, me and Bahir are Egyptians, so we have a battle to fight here with the public opinion, and we are actually still in the cage. Yes, I do also hold a Canadian passport, and I'm happy that I do, because the Canadians have been fighting also for my release and deportation back to Canada, and that could be an exit strategy. The president in Egypt had approved a decree that allows foreign prisoners to be deported back to their countries. And that is why Peter Greste was deported back to Australia. However, I dropped my Egyptian citizenship to benefit from this law, and we were told that I was ready to go. They got my bags to prison, my wife quit her job, and we were just ready to go. And suddenly, they let Peter go, and they threw me back in the case. I'm extremely happy for Peter. He's a good friend, and he suffered a lot. But we're also trying to figure out how to use this deportation decree if I'm sentenced again on August 29.
Well, just before I let you go, Mohamed, this trial has been shifted so many times. I think more than 10 now. Is there any card you think is yet to be played, or any option you think is yet to be explored that hasn't?
I think we need to concentrate on all scenarios, having the international support and the media support and the public pressure and international pressure. And we also need to have an excellent legal team to fight for us. And we need your support and the media and the people who have supported us. This is the most important thing for us, because freedom of speech is our last line of defense. And this battle in the whole world, not just in Egypt, against us. I mean, in Ethiopia, we have the bloggers, and the Jason Razian in Iran, and there's so many Egyptian journalists in prison. We need to stay united for championing freedom of speech, and this is what this case is about, for fighting for a bigger cause. And we just need to make sure that world leaders understand that when a journalist is placed in prison for a crime he did not commit, there will be a unified force behind him in the world.
Well, Mohamed, thank you very much for your time. We do support you, and we wish you well come August the 29th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.